Hi, I'm Tom Nish, a second year student here at Amersham Wickham College, and I'm on a BTEC National Diploma for Film and Television. For the next 15 minutes I'll be presenting our trip to Berlin, showing you all our experiences and how much fun we had. So please stay tuned. On the 24th of March 2010, a group of 32 media students from Amersham and Wickham College, accompanied by 3 members of staff, went on a tour of Berlin, now the capital city of Germany. The visit to Berlin was organised by the Department of Media under the Faculty of Creative Industries as part of our course to produce a television documentary for one of the course modules. The origins of Berlin city are neither remarkable nor auspicious. It began as a settlement in the 12th century on swamplands that the German knights snatched from the Slavs. The name Berlin is believed to be derived from the Slav word Berl, meaning swamp. Berlin as a city has certainly lived through its interesting times, and it has a population of 3.6 million people, of which 54% are female. Decline, fall and rise again have followed each other in rapid succession since the 20th century. Today, Berlin is a beautiful and wonderful city that is proud of its wonderful people, culture and lots of entertainment. It is often called a city that never sleeps. So how did we spend 5 days in Berlin? Well, I can tell you one thing though, we had lots of fun. And I mean lots of fun. But we also had some serious work to do. On our first day of the tour, we went to visit Deutsche Welle Television Centre. The tour of the television studios was one of the main reasons why we went to Berlin. As students studying on a BTEC National Diploma in Film and Television here at Amersham Wickham College, we are required to visit media industries such as television studios and radio studios. It also enabled us to make contacts with professionals at the television centre.
Wide-angle camera right up there.
Deutsche Welle Television Broadcasting Centre is Germany's international broadcaster on the same standards like the BBC World or indeed
The
CNN.
whole room can tell you what's happening if everything breaks down. Usually the anchors have their papers here as well, so if the audio cube breaks down they have a fallback position, that's what we call it.
Deutsche Welle started as an international radio station in 1953, broadcasting all over the world in 30 different languages, including English, French, Arabic, German, Portuguese and Spanish. Today, their service on television and radio is broadcast in English. So what were the reasons why Germany started an international television station broadcasting all over the world? The Deutsche Welle press office explains how international television broadcasting took off when East Germany and West Germany were reunited in 1989.
Now after the wall came down, of course, it didn't really make any sense anymore to broadcast propaganda over to East Germany, so RIAS said, we're done, we're out of here. That was when the German international broadcaster Deutsche Welle, which is comparable to BBC World, said, okay, we're going to start a television operation, and they just took over the whole production means, and that's how it all started.
Towards the end of our tour at Deutsche Welle Television Centre, we were invited into a press conference and also watched a documentary of how life was like under the division created by the Berlin Wall. The documentary was produced by Deutsche Welle TV.
Okay, we're going to watch a movie about that we did last year, 20 Years Fall of the Wall. When the wall came down, everybody in Berlin and across Germany was very keen on destroying the wall. And stuff like that is forgotten because it's gone. And you know, how are you going to explain to young people what it was like? So we produced an animation just to explain exactly that.
Seeing the walled-in video inspired us to make our documentary, and so with our tour guide, we went to visit the Berlin Wall. The wall became a tension point that divided not only Germans, but the whole world into two. The East with a communist ideology, led by the Russians, and the Western world under a capitalist ideology, led by the Americans. This is what's left of the Berlin Wall. 20 years later, artists have been allowed to paint on it. After nearly 28 years, the wall finally came down. On the 9th of November 1989, East Germany was reunited with West Germany, and once again it became a united country.
The wall more or less opened up for the same reason why it was built, also in order to stop a Russian soldier. So was the old situation. We looked from West Berlin into East.
On our second day, we went on a tour of Berlin, and it took us to the Brandenburg Gate.
This is the famous Brandenburg Gate. It started off life as a humble toll gate.
Today it symbolises the reconciliation of East and West, and it is the perfect backdrop for commemorative events, celebrations and pop concerts. The Jewish Memorial was recast in 1993. It was a sad moment for all of us, as we couldn't comprehend the atrocities committed to so many innocent people.
This is a memorial to commemorate the 6 million Jews murdered by Hitler.
The 4-hour tour also took us to the Reichstag, which are Germany's Houses of Parliament. It was built in 1894 by Paul Wallet and damaged by a fire in 1933. It was completely destroyed during the Second World War, but it is now the seat of power for a united Germany since October 1990. The building is iconic because of the dome, which is visible for miles around, and has a powerful presence on the Berlin skyline. The fall of the Berlin Wall also brought in a new era. It marked the end of communism in Europe. And this statue here is to remind us of the people who were behind the communist ideology. And as we know today, the ideology is no longer practiced by any European government.
The two people in the statue are known to be the founders of communism.
As media students, we thought we'd go and see the famous TV tower. The tower was built by East Germans in the 1960s, at the time when the relations between East and West Berlin were at their lowest. It is 1,198 feet high and is an iconic structure that attracts so many people who go and have a meal in the revolving restaurant. 2 days into the Berlin trip, we asked the students of their experience so far.
Really good. It was nice to see other people's culture and have a trip with the college that was educational but then interlinked with fun, and it made it a lot better, and it was a very good trip overall, yes.
It was awesome. I felt like I learnt a lot from it. We went to go see the Berlin Wall, and we went to the zoo for the day, and that was really fun. And yeah, it's really good culture out there, and it's quite different, and it was just really fun.
Really good. I enjoyed everything about it.
Berlin trip was good because we got to explore most of Berlin and see everything around there, like the Berlin Wall, Deutsche TV, everything around Berlin, which is quite interesting.
On our last day, we went to one of the most famous zoos in the world, the Berlin Zoo. It has so many animals and was a fantastic way to end our tour of Berlin. We saw the lions, giraffes and the hippos. The zoo is renowned for having so many varieties of animals, birds, reptiles, insects and an aquarium. But just before we left the city to head off to the airport, we were able to see another colourful event taking place in Berlin. This is the famous Berlin Marathon that is organised every year, and it attracts international athletes from all over the world, including famous runners such as Simon Tooney, Kiplagat Kenia of Kenya, Najari Turfa and Haile Gebrselassie of Ethiopia.
Did you enjoy the trip?
I absolutely loved it. It was really good. I think that Berlin is somewhere that is full of history, obviously very current history, and something that we all need to be aware of, and something that certainly the students, I think, probably found very informative and educational.